What's up, everyone? Not from Seth here, and I know I haven't made a video in a while. I've been a bit busy with my studies as well. I've also picked up playing My Hero Academia game, and I thought that now that I have a bit more free time, I would go ahead and make this video. So I have been recording my summons, even though I hadn't had time to actually edit and make videos for them. So I did have all the footage already there, and I thought, especially with it being limited units, it would be a great time to actually put it together and go about making a video for it. So these are some great units. There are also the summer units with the swimsuits. So we've recently, every year we've had some swimsuit units, and they were always really good. And it was quite nice that they kept to that theme, something a bit different by making them limited units, which obviously is something that we didn't have a year ago this time. But they are both very good in their own rights, the Alice and Edith. So the Alice, she's more of the damage dealer, as well as she heals on attack, which is similar to what some of the other swimsuit units had. So it was quite nice that they kept that theme into this unit as well. And she is also one of the main damage dealers. She's much more stronger than the Edith is in terms of just full out damage. And the Edith herself, she's a one of a kind unit currently at this point, where she has a break yell. And previously all the yellers we've ever had, they've normally just always had like heal skills and then an assault and then the yell, whereas she has a charge as her first skill and then an assault. And on her yell, besides just the yell, she also has the option to switch out. So I mean, if you really needed to, you could break yell onto another unit and then switch her in, switch out her for a different unit to come in and then do the following attacks. So that's really good, especially with this new ranking event. They actually made it so that this ranking event so that the boss has physical resistance, which is quite something, especially because most of the units we've had up to this point for Wind were all physical. The strongest units like the Enhanced Mode Edis and then the last battle Kirito, both of our previous Recollection Field units, they were all physical. And on that point, also the other thing I forgot to mention, also Edis, the other great use for Edis is she actually does have Recollection Field +3 on her incarnate. So if you do have her, you can always use her over the previous Asuna and Sino that we've had for recollection, or you can use them, you can use two of them together if you wanted to have two recollection field setters on your team. So that's great. Both of them are really good units, and if you haven't summoned for them yet, I would advise you to, if you don't have them. Especially being limited units, we know that, the first limited units has already came out quite a while ago now, and to this date they haven't put her in any other banners as yet. And they mentioned since the first one we had that they won't be in the general pool, but at some point they may be featured in other similar special scouts. So just showing that the first Alice that we've gotten that was a limited unit hasn't had a return yet shows that if you try and get them now, or if you decide not to go for them now, it may be quite a while before they do come back. And the other nice thing, which I'm pretty sure that they planned for, is that they released these limited units straight after the last guild ranking event happened. Because that's always a good source of cubes, and then they let you get all these cubes, and then straight afterwards they want you to spend them all. So my guild, the Luminary, we finished second in the Europe server, so we had a good amount of cubes, which really helped with being able to do quite a lot of these summons without having to buy any cubes, because I already had some stashed, plus the rewards for second place, as well as the missions and everything throughout the guild ranking event, really did give me a good amount going into it, which really helped me deciding, I want to go all out. I have the cubes if I need to go as many steps as I need to try and pull them both. And also, I haven't missed a limited unit as yet. So I really didn't want to start now. And, I at least wanted to try it out, put in the effort to get them. And even if that means maybe I won't have enough for the next typing that comes out, at least I know they'll have these limited units for the foreseeable future, as they're also likely not to be power crept right now, because they are pretty good. At least the Alice and the Edis are. And with that, it's really helpful for the team. And now at least we have some good physical units and some good magic units for the element. So, my summons are playing in the background, as you can see. And I must say, I felt very lucky with the summons. I managed to get both units at step 5. So that was really good. I could save the rest of the cubes that I had left over, as well as, step 5. That's, I didn't have to go to step 7. That saved some cubes. You have some people that, if you have the extra cubes, or if you are a whale, they may go a bit further to try and get the Imaginariums. But I was quite happy with staying at step 5. I had previously tried to go a couple extra steps to get Imaginariums, and I found out that, I didn't get the units afterwards, or what I did get wasn't worth it. So, I was adamant to staying there. And then something unexpected happened. We could see from the ranking event that because there was still a week left or a few days left, and at the time the incarnate for the boss, if he had all the new units, was only 75%, it could really tell you that there was going to be a 4th unit coming out. And what was unexpected though is that they were going to make the 4th unit, which was the Lifa, also a limited unit. So, looking at this Lifa, she is fairly good. She does have some damage. She increases physical resistance, which is good, especially for this boss, because he does a decent amount of physical damage. And, it is pretty good, but, if you had to compare her as a limited unit to some of the other limited units, you can see that, she is a good unit. She is quite great. My friend Bodax, you may have seen his video where he made a tier list. If not, have a look at that. And he actually goes quite in depth into their kits and things. And, she is good. She has some good things to her kit, but she's not really on level with the other limited units. So, if you wanted to skip her, I can really see people doing that. But to me, especially because I had a good amount of cubes saved up already, and I was wanting to chase all the limited units, I went for it. And unfortunately, my summons for her do not go quite well at all. So, the first ones are pretty good, and then now we're watching the Lifa summons. The first multi, there was the bubbles were a bit bigger, there were a few more bubbles, which made you think that, there was a chance of a 4-star, but then you go through it slowly, and then you see that nothing actually shows up, and it's kind of sad. And then the next summon, nothing happened at all. That was an easy skip. And then the third summon, not much happened at all. So at this point, it was getting a bit frustrating not seeing anything. So, I went out, I did a couple extra summons on other things, just tried, doing something else, and hopefully when I come back it'll be better. So then I came back and I started summoning a bit more. And then from that, I just carried on going. Step 4 again, it wasn't going very well for me. And then, I was like, I went step 5 on the last one, maybe if at least if I can get them in, if I could get it in 5 steps, even though I didn't get anything else along the way, at least, it wasn't so bad. The 1,000 cubes is quite a lot, but luckily, as I said, I did have all of this saved up or just farmed up from the events and the guild ranking event and the missions that we've had recently. And, unfortunately, I got an animation where the unit that was going to show up pops up mid-screen, which is really nice if it's the unit you want. And it's not very nice when it's either an old unit or the unit you already have, or even if it's a new unit, but not really the unit you were chasing for. If it's a new unit, you're still like, at least I got a new unit. But unfortunately, it was a light leaper. The one other thing that I wanted to mention is with this, her banner is a Wind Raider banner. And the important thing about the Wind Raider banner is I had previously tried summoning on the last battle Kirito, and I had failed to get him after doing 7, 8, 9, 10 steps. I don't even remember how many steps I did now, but I had failed to get him, so I thought, at least if I don't get Lifa, maybe because he's in the pool, I'll have a chance at getting him, which, kind of gave me a bit more hope going into this to in summoning for her, since I knew that, if I didn't get her, at least there were still a couple other things I wanted to. And then on step 7, I go through it, nothing fancy shows up. You kind of see that unlike the previous summons where I got 2-3 units in a multi, or I got like 1 guaranteed and then, another unit, this was not like that. So you can see that, whereas I had luck for the Alice and Edith, this one was the complete opposite. And I was getting no luck at all. And then I slowly went through it, really hoping that I was going to get the Lifa, and in the end I got a Wind Admin. And part of the Wind Radar, it could have been something I didn't have, it could have been the Lifa, and unfortunately it was something that I did have. Now following that, so that was 7 steps, I did the first 5 steps, I did the second 2 steps, and I was pretty sad that nothing happened. The following day I came back, and lo and behold, I do the multi and blue text pops up. Now for those that don't know, when you're summoning for characters, if blue text pops up at the bottom or purple text pops up, or the text boxes are blue or purple, it basically guarantees your unit. And with limited banners, after you finish step 7, any unit you pull on step 8 onwards, any force that you pull on step 8 onwards will be the limited unit. If it's a double banner, then it'll be one of either of the limited units. And, at that point, I was so relieved because, without having to go into the summon, just seeing that 4-star guaranteed text show up, it means that I got her. And even though it was a 250 cube summon, and the raid up will be coming either tomorrow or the day after, that would be 125. But even then, if I were to summon on that and I get a 4-star, you're still looking at the 50% chance that it will be her. Whereas now I know that if I do get a 4-star, it's guaranteed to be her. So that's really why I decided to go that way. And at the end of the day, I got her. I was really happy that I don't have to chase her anymore, and I can start saving cubes for the next banners. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will try making more videos again, more often, and I appreciate everyone that stayed through to the end. Hope you enjoy the summons, and until next time.